Hey everybody, Yankee here. Today I want to take a little time and answer a question I received in the live chat last night. One of my viewers asked me, why shouldn't I carry reloaded ammunition? As in, why shouldn't they carry reloaded ammunition and why shouldn't you carry reloaded ammunition? Now, before I answer the question, I want to remind everyone that we do live chats every night at 6 p.m. Pacific time. If you want to come join in on the chat, we talk about a lot of things, guns and other manly man stuff, I like to say. So come on in and join in on the fun, I guess. Like I said, they're open every night at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and they're open to the public every night except for Monday, where you have to be a member to be in the Monday chats. You have to be a Subscribe Star member, a Patreon member, or a channel member. But every other night, they're open to everyone. So come on in. And with that being said, let's answer the question. Why shouldn't you carry reloaded ammo? Well, I don't think I can answer that question. I don't think I can tell you why you shouldn't carry reloaded ammo because I really don't see that there's a problem with it. As long as you trust the person reloading it, the company reloading it, whatever, you should be just fine. Especially if you're reloading it yourself and you trust yourself, you should be fine with reloaded ammo. I'm not going to say any reason why you shouldn't. But I can tell you why I don't carry it. There's multiple reasons why I don't carry it. First off, I'm too lazy. I don't want to reload ammo. That's just another task I have to do. And some people will be like, oh, you could save hundreds of dollars by reloading. Well, yeah, but that takes up my free time, and my free time's worth more to me than a couple $100 a week or so, or a month, whatever. I'd rather have a day off than save a little money on the reload. Plus, factoring into that decision is I don't trust myself to reload. I have a very short attention span, and paying attention to monotonous, tedious tasks like reloading, not in my wheelhouse. I would end up with a third of my ammo having 2 primers and no powder, a third of it having no powder, a third of it having powder, too much powder, and too many primers. So it's just, it wouldn't work out. I would have dangerous reloads. Half my rounds wouldn't work. The other would explode like a bomb. And I know that. I know my weaknesses. So I just don't want to reload, don't trust myself to. I also don't trust anyone else's reloads. You know, I don't care how long I've known you, I'm not shooting your reloads. I've just found that to be a good rule of thumb. I've seen so many people blow up their guns shooting their buddies' reloads because their buddy likes to load things to the max. You know, one of those, I live at the max, I always live at the limit kind of guys. All right, I ain't taking that chance that my friends are stupid because I know a lot of them are stupid. So I'm not going to do that. Also, I don't know about anybody else out there, but I like to minimize risk as much as possible. And back in the day, back in the late, I think it was the late 80s, it might have been the early 90s, back before the digital age, I used to read a lot of gun mags, and I read an article about reloading and the safety of reloaded shells. Like how often should you reload casings? You know, how many times before you have to throw them away? And this one company did a study where they fired their ammo, and they fired it till they had a case failure. And I think it was like 2,600 rounds or something like that, until they had even a minor case failure. So they figured that out, you know, 1 in so many hundred, you know, or so many thousands. And then they took all those rounds that they had shot, reloaded them, fired it again. Well, this time it jumped from 1 to like 30 something. You know, that's an amazing increase. That's thousands of percent. That's multiple times, 40 times basically almost. You know, I think it was around 40 failures. So that's a huge increase in failure rate on casings. And that just makes sense. Every time you fire it, you're stressing the steel or the whatever it's made out of, you know, the brass. So if there's a flaw in that, every time you fire it, more likely that flaw is going to present itself. Any weak spot in that piece of metal is going to have a bigger and bigger chance every time of actually failing. And when they ran them through a third time, it jumped up more. And it wasn't as big an increase from 1 to 40. It was like 40 to 70 or something like that. But still, that was enough to tell me, even if it's just 70 rounds out of so many thousands, still that's a bigger chance than just using first-time brass. So I just stick with first-time brass just for that. Now, does anyone else out there remember that story? Like I said, that was pre-digital age. It probably exists somewhere in a online, what do you call it, depository for their old articles and stuff online somewhere, but I'd have to remember what the magazine was first. But that's why I don't carry reloads. All very specific to me. All the reasons very specific to me. None of them tell you that you shouldn't carry reloads because you're not me, so you're not lazy or careless. Well, you might be, but you're not as lazy or careless as me. Well, you might be, but you might not realize it like I realize it. Also, I don't trust other people to reload ammo. You might be very trusting. You might know someone you trust. Like you might have someone you buy it from all the time or they give it to you. You might trust companies that reload it. And that little bit of extra chance of it failing might not bother you. You might not worry about infinitesimal risks. I worry about infinitesimal risks. Or I wouldn't say I worry about it, but I think about them because one of the voices in my head is always talking about something like that. So I think about it. And when I think about it, if I can avoid it, I do. So that's why I don't carry reloaded ammo, because I don't want to reload it myself. I don't trust other people to reload it. And there is an infinitesimal chance of it failing. That goes up every time that round is fired. So if a round's been fired before, it's not as safe as it could be, and therefore it's not safe enough for me. And that's why I don't carry reloads. You feel free to carry them all you want.